people, and welcome to another fine episode of Who's That Anime with your hosts Steve and Colin. This week we're delving down the rabbit hole into Steins Gate, episode 2 for us. Well, 3 and 4 of the show, but episode 2 of us talking about 3 and 4.
I really hate the fact that we talk about episodes of the podcast and episodes of the show, but I don't think there's a better way to do it.
Could say Act 2, episodes 3 and 4.
Done. Yeah.
Or some other play / show thing. Epilogue.
That's the after story.
This is the after story. We watched it.
I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking. Right. The way to describe this anime in like, for example, like Shaun of the Dead is a rom-com zom or a zom-com rom.
Yeah.
Or,
yep.
This show would be something like rom-com more pawn show. Yeah, there you go.
You're just saying things now? I don't...
Murder mystery. Conspiracies. Romance. And comedy.
Yeah. I also have like sort of like sci-fi perverted.
Perverted just comes with the anime, man.
I guess.
Most animes. You avoid it in
Lane. Mostly in Lane.
Just mainly Lane. Which is...
I'm now trying to think back. And yes. Maybe the only one that didn't have any weirdly overly sexualized language or content. But maybe I'm also misremembering that because
certainly, at least I'm not sure about Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, there's stuff in that.
Oh yeah, there's stuff in that, but it's not out of character as such. It's not super tasteless references of it.
Ghost Stories and Golden Boy were fairly tasteless.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that was an HE rom-com. Well, not even a rom-com. HE comedy, erotic comedy, I think is how it was described. And Ghost Stories is just butchered.
Ghost Stories is just bad.
It was just butchered. Let's put it straight. It wasn't the original script. For it.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Can
I still do this? Hang on.
God.
Just double checking if this still works. There you go. No.
Oh, you broke it, man.
No. I'd somehow broken it.
Leo! God damn it! God damn it!
It took way longer to load than it should have.
I was wondering if it was going to be that clip.
Why did that take so long to load?
I don't know. It's coming off your machine.
I don't understand. Did the other ones do it?
Have you accepted Jesus as your personal savior?
No, this was just work.
What about Leo now? Try it again.
Leo! God damn it!
I think it's working.
I think it's working now.
Go home, you sillies.
Okay, no, there's some good shit in that show. Anyway,
Yeah, but
we're here to talk about Steins Gate.
Steins Gate, yep. Episodes 3 and
so
4.
yeah, episode 3 is called Parallel World Paranoia.
What is it? Are you sure?
It is.
Are you?
I'm reading the Wikipedia.
I'm going to use my highly accurate
You tell me
episode
what
guide.
you tell me what Netflix tells you.
What was it for you?
Fuck. Parallel World Paranoia.
Ah, no, incorrect. It's paranoia of parallel process.
So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure the episodes in Wikipedia are named after the ones that are on the DVD I have as well.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Hairetsu kate no paranoia.
I don't know whether they've like kind of fully translated it into English, or just went, these are what these Japanese words mean. This is also the title of the show.
Maybe they've
Um,
been given a further language translation,
some of
or
that.
sorry, transliteration.
Yeah, more of a grammatical thing.
This one picks up from the end of the previous episode where what's her name?
Carissa.
Carissa, but I'm not going to call her that. I'm going to call her Christina because it's a much better name. It's the one thing that what's his
Okabe?
name?
Okabe.
Yeah, and I can agree on is that is a much better name.
Sure.
So of course she to him was dead,
Mm-hmm.
and now has arrived. Well,
He died in the first episode.
She died in the first episode. Then he met her in the second episode when she was giving a lecture, and
Wow.
now she has appeared at the door of his secret lair.
Yeah, she appears. She appeared in front of him as the elevator to the lecture opened up, and then he
Yes.
fondled her, essentially.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah, he did do that.
Well, maybe not fondled her.
I mean,
she poked him in the face and then moved the jacket a bit to examine where the stabbing was.
yes.
Or
Probably not okay if you're unsure or not a willing participant in that.
oh yeah, that's a bit over.
It's a bit off.
Bit over toxic. Tell us.
She turns up, and they've of course just created a jelly banana in the previous episode by, I think, sending the banana back in time through the microwave. That's
what's potentially implied. They're more thinking it's a teleporter at that time.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever has happened is they took the banana off the bunch, put it in the microwave, turned it on, and then the banana reappeared back attached to the bunch, but as green jello.
Yep.
So, of course, Christina sees this and is like, "What the fuck? I really need to see your microwave or whatever it is. This piece of junk you've got right here." And then she's like, "Oh my god, this banana! What happened? I'm going to examine it." And she just like starts touching it and tasting it.
Yeah, well, she asked for tweezers or something, and they were like,
Yeah.
and Okabe was like, "Not on your goddamn business, you maiden of the what is he
whatever.
The organization.
Organization. I
Agent of the
I hate him.
organization. You hate him?
I hate him so much. I do. he's just a total frustration throughout everything. Everything he says and does, for the most part, annoys me. But there are like minor things that he does that I don't mind so much.
Yeah.
But
So
presumably that's on purpose. But she does taste the green banana.
mhm.
And she's like, "How does it taste?" "Oh, terrible."
Yeah.
And then we get into Daru saying, "It's like, could you just like, what was that you said about like you just want to see me put a banana in my mouth?
Yeah.
You can maybe say that slower, quieter."
Yeah, slower and quieter. And then they
Just
tease her that her mind's dirty, just like theirs.
it's just awful. And Okabe, the camera angles are like, oh, like distorted close-ups of his face going, well, maybe you're just a pervert.
Yeah.
And it's just this weird 5-minute conversation about this poor girl who just mentioned bananas.
Oh, she.
It's oh god.
Yeah, she just mentioned that you just want to see me eat a banana, you
Yeah.
pervert. And then Daru's like, yeah, just can you just say that again? And then she's like, what? I should go to the cops over you guys.
Yeah, she should.
But
She
she's
like
not.
she should.
She's
To be clear, she should.
yeah, but she's not going because of science.
Oh god, yeah, that's right. Because he's like, well, maybe you could like join my my what's it called?
Lab,
His his lab. What is it called though?
future gadgets,
Future Gadget
laboratories.
Laboratory. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you will be double designation 004, Christina, my assistant.
yeah. I'm not your assistant, and stop
Uh,
calling me that.
oh, it's pretty good. I
It's
do
almost
enjoy that.
it's,
Um,
it's almost like surely you can't be serious. Don't call me Shirley.
well, of course, this then gives her access to the microwave, and she and Daru and Okabe are all looking at it when Mayushi arrives with the usual do do do, which
Do-do-do.
I do enjoy. She's great.
Mhm.
Love everything about her. She's just fantastic. And she has brought chicken tenders, but then is very confused about why there's another girl in the lab.
Yeah. So what? Another girl? Yay! And you're a lab member? Yay! I'm not the only girl now.
Yep,
It's great.
she's
Is
so
that a
excited.
problem? It's like, yeah.
uh, so they then they're kind of going over the process of what happened the last time when the text went back in time, because of course they talk about the fact that lightning came out of the microwave at that point when Okabe was sending the text
In the first episode.
in the first episode that got sent and then arrived a week earlier.
It arrived a week early. Um, to Darrow's phone.
That's right. Yeah.
And he totally denied it. He's like, "Oh, you got that weird text about where she's dead, type thing." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I sent that yesterday." No, it came in a week ago, dude.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Daru hooked his phone up to the microwave.
He did, and had put something in the microwave
Uh,
because it was matter. That was the because that's the that we're about to get to the bit where they're trying to recreate that.
yeah, I don't think it's. I think he was on about he was trying to change the, the turntable to go counterclockwise.
He was the counterclockwise. That's right.
Yeah, I don't think he put anything
But
in it though.
I thought there was something in it because
Because
is that not how they get to the point where we end up with Okabe saying, Miuri, are you ready to have your chicken tenders used for science? She's like, of course.
Yeah,
Chicken tenders are best shared with friends.
yeah.
I thought that's why that came together, because like they realized that they needed matter
No, I think he's
in the thing.
just been crazy, and they just wanted to cook. He wanted
Chicken
to
tenders.
try and send the chicken tenders back or make them gel gelatinous because they don't
Oh,
know
okay.
it's a time machine yet. So they do that,
Yeah.
and Mary's like, "Oh, time to get my chicken tenders," and they're like, "No!" And then Okabe saves Mary
I
from
was going to say that
certain
is
death.
the that is I did not expect that to happen, because it's like fairly lighthearted up until that point.
Hmm.
And it's quite an explosion of sorts of electrical force. Uh, I did like that he was very selfless in protecting her. I think it does show, like, because they kind of like have this unspoken sort of like brother sister thing.
Yeah, though I don't think they're brother sisters.
No, no, no. But
Oh.
you know what I mean. Like they kind of are a little bit like that.
Yeah,
They sort of. It doesn't feel romantic. It just is like protective.
yeah,
It was kind of nice. Like, and you know, obviously, like when he's like hit the deck, and she seems to be okay, of course, but the table that the microwave was sitting on and some of the floor are not okay.
yeah. There's a big bolt of lightning, smoke. Uh, Everything's there, and then they go and look at the telephone, the message, which
Yep.
was which might be
There's da-
Christina is a big pervert or something, and Dario
oh,
to Okabe is the pervert, and
she's
Christina was like, "Yeah, that's
like,
it."
yeah,
Like
because
weirdly,
he wanted her to send the message. She's like, I don't even have your number. It's like,
yeah,
guess Daru will have to do.
yeah, um, and then I think it arrived back in the past,
It did, yeah,
and
by 5 days, I think, in this instance.
yeah, I think it's something like that. And he goes, "Ah, what we have here is a time machine." And then Christina runs out. Well, you don't
Yeah,
find out. It kind of cuts, and
and she's not there when they come back.
yeah. Well, and mhm.
I was just gonna say, can we talk about the fact that like it's fairly tense after that explosion, and that tension is immediately cut by Mayuri going, "My chicken tendies,"
Yeah,
like just
they'll never be
crying
tender
because they're all
again.
charred. Yeah, they'll never be tender again. That's it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I did enjoy that.
yeah. She certainly brings the tension back.
Yes,
It's yeah, it's good. So now
yep,
they got a time machine, or so he
they do.
proclaims.
Yes.
Uh, and then so it cuts back, and they've been trying to recreate their experiment again, but none of the things have either gone to jelly or gone back in time. The messages haven't gone back in
Mm-hmm.
time. So they're like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
Um, and then so they've done an all-nighter there, and then Darius talks about, "Oh, that John uh, Teeter person, he's
Peter.
now, yeah, he's
He's being mentioned online a lot all of a sudden.
yeah, this big thing that you were on about earlier.
Yeah.
I can't remember to
Because
be.
this is where we get into the whole, because he John Teeter, as it mentions, the Large Hadron Collider, which Daru already knew about,
Yeah,
but Okabe seems to be relatively oblivious to it.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose I think this is set maybe just. When did that come live?
Well, it's been live. It'd been live for a long time, I think. But the discovery of the Higgs boson, I think, is like 2012. So that's when it really became a big
Yeah.
deal. Let's see. Yeah, like established in 1954.
1954. Oh yeah, has
Yep.
been around for a long time.
Been there for a long time.
Or has it?
Well, that is the question.
I think did he not go outside and talk to what's his name, the part timer?
Oh, fuck, what's her name?
Or is that next episode? God damn it.
That might be next episode, actually. Because no, I feel in this one, basically this is where they start to delve into. This is where he wants Daru to hack into CERN to find out more information.
Yeah.
Because this is what leads on to the desire for the IBN, because they, after it's a few days of trying, because there's there's the scene where like Miuri brings them treats.
Yeah, could have been up for 2 days.
Because they have a what do you call it? A potential for her to win a what's it called thing.
Oh yeah, the ball things that she had in the first episode.
Yeah. Yep. There's potential for her to win that. She's like, but this you can't get that in this. But this is just tasty. And then she and Okabe go and eat on the roof while Daru continues to try and hack through to CERN.
Yeah.
And I kind of like this exchange with them on the roof where, like, they're talking about trading their favorites.
Yeah.
Like, strip for the quail egg, and he's like, no, quail egg is my second favorite.
Yeah.
Kind of that.
Yeah.
It's nice, like, because it's just a kind of another sort of kind of humanizing relationship moment for those two. I think that's pretty decent.
Certainly talk about it. So let's do that. Yeah, those two are pretty close, and you'll learn soon enough the reasons.
That's I hope so, because like I know I'd also be like happy just that being the case, like and filling in the blanks myself. But I do feel like there's probably a good story in there to tell. So
yeah, it gets intriguing.
So he keeps calling him the hack, which he does not like.
He hates it, and then Muri comes down and goes, "Oh, you can hack, you can do it, hack." And he's like, "Oh, you got her doing it," and literally throws like an empty bottle at his face.
He does. That's amazing. Like it just properly doinks him straight in the middle of the face.
Yeah,
it's a great throw.
Yeah.
But then of course he does actually hack in.
Yeah. Yeah, he hacks in, and they actually get some decrypted messages of like since the black hole experiment, because they claim that they never created miniature black holes in the Hadron
Yes, that's right.
Collider. But
the public messaging has been very much that was unsuccessful, but all of the email chains seem to suggest that it's continued to be successful. In fact, it references a project name that I can't remember.
Z.
Is that what it is?
Project Z, yeah.
Project Z? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's or Z.
And then they find a bunch of encrypted email messages that he basically just takes. I think there is a point though, because is Okabe is also in touch with John Titor at this point, because is he not messaging him on those message boards?
Yeah, so you talk to him on the message board. He goes, And basically, John Teeter's trying to explain time travel to people by saying, "Oh, you kind of like things just change when you do stuff." Like pretty
Yeah.
much like the parallel universe. Every time you do a change, then it branches off and does something. Like
Yeah,
for
because it's
example,
like that demonstration with all the light points. Like if someone ceases to exist here, then these things pop up here, and so on
yeah,
and so forth.
and it'll continue on. So if you kill A, then all that happens is a branch will go by where A doesn't exist, and everyone just remembers
Yep.
that A is not there. It's like, oh, A died at this point because you killed them, type thing. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then, and then he goes, well, what about when you first surfers in 2000? And he was like, what? No, I didn't. I wasn't about in 2000. Like I said before, I've never planned to um go to the year 2000. But gets the Sean Teeter's intrigued by the whole thing and says, "Oh, email me directly because it's possible that you remember another world line."
Yes, that's right. And then he gets a message back from him, telling him more about CERN and how they've sort of created a bad future.
Yeah, but I think that's next episode
No,
because
I think there's like
this episode, I think is just to the point where he's basically writing out on the message board, I think, rather than being in contact with Okabe.
okay.
And the Okabe is like, "Ha, CERN," and then Dara's like, "Oh yeah, look at that bad boy, man! It's like awesome." And he was just
That's right.
getting his nerdy geeky hard on over the hydro collector. As
But
such.
at this point, it's like this because this must be getting right up to the end of the episode then, because this one sort of ends on the cliffhanger where they're reading through, like they found those encrypted messages,
Mhm.
but they find like a thing that references deaths,
Yeah, human subject.
human subject death.
Yeah, incompatible or
Yeah,
something like that.
and then the episode just finishes there.
Yeah, Okabe is, oh, human death? No. And it does just finish there. There you go. Conspiracy theories are high. I like it. Is this not? Do they not also introduce the restaurant that they go and eat, like this other restaurant where he's on the phone and using his phone and there's a big sign saying no cell
No,
phones.
that's the next one, isn't it?
I think it's there, and
He gets punted out because, or is he in there twice?
I think he's in there twice. So he goes there with Daru first time, and he
Oh, you're
goes like,
right. Sorry,
yeah, yeah,
that's right. Because
yeah,
he's trying
go,
to convince him to do the hack in
yeah,
there.
and then he kind of walks out. Goes, right, that's me, and then the
Yes.
waitress comes. Oh, that's two extra orders, and Dara's like, "God, Okabe!" as he walks out all pain.
He has a massive douche nozzle.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like where this is going.
that's good.
It's definitely, I'd say we're sort of like, in my opinion, scoring wise, we're now into about an 8 territory. I'm starting to become quite invested in the mystery.
Okay, yeah.
Also, it stopped twisting about quite as much. I feel like in the first couple of episodes, it's doing a lot of twisting around and moving, and whereas in this one in particular, it's quite a bit more straightforward,
Yeah.
where it's just trying to tell the story in the timeline it's in,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Oh,
kind of good.
yeah. I mean, the whole point of the show is about the mystery of the death at the start, or
Oh, like for real, like it's nothing. I don't have anything against that. I think it's just when you're just introduced to it, it's quite complicated to try and get used to the characters, the story, and the narrative. all at once within those first couple of episodes, but now that it's starting to settle where we're not jumping about as much and we're having a bit more time with the characters in one timeline, it's becoming easier. Although I do have suspicions that different occasions when they're doing this have actually affected more than the thing that's been in the microwave. But
yeah, it's getting there, man. You'll learn.
what do you rate this one then?
Uh, hmm, I don't know. I'm going to keep a 7. It's
Okay.
good. It's good. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's got good moments in it. Mary owning the comedy strategic thing and the interaction between Okabe and Christina, always good.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. The comedy is like I say, I think it takes a fairly well written show to be able to jump from very serious life threatening accident to very funny moment in the space of like a second.
Yeah, it's certainly certainly funny, and those tension relaxations. It's like, oh shit, we did something. Oh, Mr. Braun's going to kill us.
I like there's a bit of there is a bit of a Cowboy Bebop to this in that way, where it mixes the serious and the comedy quite well.
Yeah.
Although I do think that Cowboy Bebop's comedy so far anyway has been superior, but we'll see how this goes. Like, I don't think that everything can be everything for it. To be fair though, actually, I also think that Cowboy Bebop, one of the best things about it was the comedy. Despite the fact that the rest of it's a good story and stuff like that, I think the comedy really was for it Sean.
Yeah,
so
it certainly lightened the mood. Otherwise, I think it'd be just too grim.
Yeah,
Teddy
Bear Bomber.
I mean, it's kind of possibly the problem that with the live action. Because
have I told you more about Monster that I'm reading?
no.
Well, before we jump on to the next episode, because I will say it's been one. Don't try to buy the books. Probably just read them illegally, and I don't relish saying that because it seems unfair. But they're not as easy to come by as a whole set as you would want.
Yeah,
I have definitely spent more money and effort getting things in one location than I would have liked. But essentially, the whole book manga is built around the premise of a Japanese doctor who's working in Germany, and he is working in this hospital where he's engaged to the daughter of the hospital director, and life is going well for him. He's a decent surgeon, like really talented surgeon, always kind of doing what he's supposed to be doing. And one day, an opera singer, I think it is, comes in after he's already been handed over to I think it's a Turkish worker to resolve their medical issue. And they're like, no, you just leave that. You come over and deal with this opera singer. It's really important. And he does the surgery for the opera singer who survives, but the person that he was supposed to operate on dies. So he starts like taking it quite personally and asking more questions about sort of where he is as a doctor. And then there's a police call out to this house where they find a mother and father shot in the head, killed, and a young boy shot in the head, still alive, and a young girl who has been unharmed but is not speaking.
Okay.
And they take the young girl and the young boy to the hospital. The young boy ends up in the hospital, obviously with the bullet wound to the head, and that doctor is supposed to be performing surgery. The director of the hospital has told him, we've got the mayor in here and he's had a heart attack, and I need you to do this operation because that, you know, that's what's important. It's like, well, but the young boy was here first, and also, like, if I don't do this operation on this kid, he's gonna die. And he basically palms off the operation on the opera singer, not opera singer, the mayor, to operate on this young boy. Saves the young boy's life after removing the bullet, and the mayor dies.
Okay.
So the director strips him of his title. His fiance leaves him because they were only really interested in him when he was going to be a hotshot surgeon that did what they wanted. And then, this is the beautiful part, the boy survives, right? Boy survives, and he and the girl disappear. He and the sister just disappear.
Okay.
And the director of the hospital and two other doctors who have kind of ruined his life, shall we say, are found dead at the hospital.
All right.
And actually, it turns out that that young girl killed the parents and tried to kill her brother because he's pure evil, and he has allowed him to survive.
Okay.
And now he's murdering more people in the future. And it's so fucking good.
Yeah, maybe.
I've honestly tried to watch the anime so many times, so many times, and every time I fell away from it. And I don't know why.
Not like a wee lull somewhere.
Like, there's not really a lull in the manga, so I struggle to see where they would have managed a lull in the show.
Could be that they were doing it and the manga was kind of simultaneous. They do that a lot.
Yeah, maybe, but there's
And
only
there were
like
fillers.
80 odd episodes of the. There's only 80 episodes of the anime, and there's 9 books.
Yeah.
So I don't see that there's. It's not a lot of. That that's almost a 1-to-1. You know, like 10. Well, like there. I think there's 3 books per book.
Yeah.
So that would be, yeah, well, like 27. So you're covering sort of a book every 3 episodes. So maybe there is a bit of filler in there. I don't know. I kept falling away from it, but at the same time every time.
Yeah. Maybe it's something that, you know, these things aren't always direct translations, so maybe
True.
they're taking some stuff
Interestingly
out of
enough, because it takes place in Germany, I realized that it's one of the one of the 2 animes that I've watched that don't really take place in what you would classify as Japan or just a mythical land. Because, well, actually, no, I guess I've started to watch quite a few of them now. I think about that, because Cowboy Bebop is space. Oh man,
That's in space, but you know, we're not really in space yet.
no, but like, because
We talk about the planets and stuff.
Golden Boy is Japan, Ghost Stories is Japan.
Or is it?
Haruhi's Japan. Lane is Japan.
Yep.
Cowboy Bebop is the only one so far that's not been directly related to Japan. School Days is Japan.
Yep. Steingate.
Steins Gate's Japan, definitely.
Yeah.
So like,
it's German.
Like, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, because well, that's the thing is Monster takes place in Germany. And the only other one was Helsing that takes place in London. I can think of.
Yeah. Well, I suppose Yakutate Japan was also in Japan until later, where they go to America.
What?
Yeah, that you not watched it all.
No, I only ever watched the first episode at yours, and then I couldn't find anywhere to watch it.
Oh, I got it on DVD. I can pass it on to you.
Oh, we're gonna. I need Brett the anime.
Yeah, DVD. Yes,
Yeah, I need Brett the anime.
Bread the anime. Yes, yeah. Have some other cooking thing on Crunchyroll, I think.
Yeah, I have cancelled all my subscriptions in a fit of rage at my inability to watch those things. Kate.
I think I'll need to do that too. Also, I hear that a lot of shows have left Crunchyroll now because, because of the merger, I think.
Which I think is incredibly frustrating because, if anything, you would imagine that what that should hopefully have done is created a consolidated library, and in fact, it has made things more difficult.
Seems to have done that a bit, yeah. Well, there's one studio that kind of moved it away. What is it? There's
Yeah.
Shimano and something else. High Days or
When
something?
when my I apparently the Attack on Titan finale was delayed by a week as well. So
Wait, what? It's delayed again.
I think there was the NHK in Japan were showing some sort of extended special about whatever, according to a guy I know,
Oh,
and a guy I work with was saying that he had looked forward to watching the finale, and now has to wait till this weekend instead.
yeah. Oh, they've been milking that one out.
Yeah, because they split the last season into two parts, right?
Yeah, over a whole fucking year.
Jeez. Do you know
I
as
mean,
well
it's
they
only 4
they
seasons.
changed? I know they
And
changed the way they animated the Titans in that show as well.
did they?
Yeah, they used to be hand drawn in the first two seasons, and then they replaced them with 3D models in the last two seasons.
Really? I thought they were always 3D.
Mm-hmm. No, apparently they were originally hand drawn.
No, even like the weird 3D models when they zoom around, the houses look 3D.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, like no, like just the Titans, like the
Yeah,
houses and stuff like that. I think some of that is definitely 3D, but like the actual Titan
Titan.
enemies were apparently hand drawn, and then they fixed that
Oh,
cheap
fixed
because
it.
it was cheaper.
Yeah, obviously cheaper.
I mean,
Oh,
it looked fine. I personally don't think it looked as good. I watched the thing where they were talking about how difficult it is to get a sense of scale, like because when you're working with 3D objects, it's really easy to see how the scale and scope of your figures and buildings next to each other because they have a distinct size. But as an animator who's trying to model a 2D character in a 3D scene, and you're also in charge of where the camera perspective is, you need to be thinking about like how big each body part is based on the perspective of the camera and the movement and so on and so forth. And
yeah. Well, yeah. It's the fact that they were doing like a 3D bit and having like 2D characters in it is always kind of weird. It kind of makes me think of Papa the Rapper.
yeah, I got
How
motion
like
sick watching Titans, Attack on Titan. So
that's shows how good it was, man. If it makes you motion
yeah,
sickness, swinging around everywhere.
I read quite a lot of it. Maybe like 30 of the books,
Nice. Yeah, I only watched
and
first
quite
season.
enjoyed it. I'd like to watch it. I don't think it's one for this podcast, but uh, when my chair arrives, I probably should try and sit down and enjoy that show.
Did you buy the Titans chair? Did you?
The Attack on Titan one, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's right. I can't remember which one. Your fancy chair.
It was the one I liked the color of the most. Uh,
Hmm?
was that or the cyberpunk one, which I think is also nice, but also I didn't think a bright yellow chair would be
Oh, goes well with your sofa,
subtle.
man.
my, my my grey brown sofa.
Your grey brown sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh well.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, I digress.
we
Episode
have
4.
Mhm.
What is it on yours? Because it's interpreter rendezvous on Wikipedia.
Oh no, no! That's completely wrong.
Come on.
Run reviews of abstract fluctuation. It must be like hard
Sure.
hard translation of the Japanese. That's what the Japanese words actually say.
Fair enough. So obviously in the last episode we ended that with them reading the message on the CERN screen about there being human death during the testing of the miniature black holes.
Mhm.
They've obviously now gotten a hold of these encrypted messages
Yeah,
that Daru can't actually decipher.
yeah.
So this is where I think that Okabe and Teeter are sort of going back and forward with each other at this point, because
Mhm.
I think this is where we learn about the need for the IBN 5100.
Yeah, I think he mentions that in no, maybe
Is
it's
it one of the
personal message.
posts?
Yeah, and
I think it might
also
be the personal message.
yeah, I think it might be one of the posts. Oh no, it's not John Teeter who mentions. It's what's her name? Part timer.
Oh,
Last, because talks about that
yeah. But
downstairs.
doesn't the other girl that meets it that tries to take photos of him in the street mention the IBN 5100?
Oh yeah, shining finger.
Is it Moeka?
Wallaka, yeah, but she's shining finger is what he
Sure.
classified her as, and because like hyperactive finger she called her
Ugh,
because she just constantly texts
I
us
don't know.
like, "Are you asleep? Why are you not talking to me?
Yes,
Why are you not talking to me?
maybe because you're crazy.
Why are you not talking to me?"
Yeah, maybe she's not okay. Uh,
Maybe.
so then obviously there is now a desire to get a hold of an IBN 5100 that we've heard referenced a couple of times now,
Yeah,
because apparently it it is able to decode messages prior to, is it basic?
yeah. I think they're going by basic. It's it's yeah, it's able to decode the messages. It's prior
Yeah.
to the
Well, they knew about the specific abilities of the IBN, but didn't I don't think we're able. They didn't link that with the fact that that's what the encryption was with the stuff at CERN. Apparently, that's the link here.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
so
there's
then, was it?
yeah. So he so what is it? They do that. They've got the thing. He talks to the part timer, and part timer says, "Oh yeah, IBM 51. That's kind of the crap you kind of need type thing." Uh, John Teeter's on about it, and he does the time John Teeter thing. Shining Finger's also looking for it.
Yes.
And there's something that happens, and he's out shopping with Mayuri, Mushi, Mayuri, and
Uh huh.
he sprints back home. I can't remember why. And he
No,
goes, "Oh,
neither
we're
can I.
DEFCON 1," and Darius sleeping on the couch because he's taking a nap because he's had enough.
Because he's been awake for 3 days.
Yeah, as our priority is
How
to get
that feels.
this IBM 51. Oh wait, no, he went. They went to do laundry.
Yeah,
That's
because
what.
he was speaking with. Isn't doesn't he run into Christina? Because does she not?
No, not quite there. Um,
Because that's also about laundry,
yeah, no, but that's later. So they
right?
go to the laundrette essentially. Uh,
Yeah.
on the way there, they meet the part timer, talks about it, and talks about John Teeter, and he's like, "Oh, John Teeter, I'll message John Teeter," and he's waiting for a message where Shining Fingers going blah 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 blah, and then John Teeter comes back and
Yes.
goes, "Oh yeah, that's right."
That's where he tells him.
Yeah, that's where he tells him.
That's
Yeah.
when it's all of a sudden IBN 5100 is the way to decode these messages. You need to get one.
Yeah, and there's a wee scene where you get Mayuri kind of like putting her hand up to the sun, the sky, and you see a wee flashback at that point where she's standing over a grave, doing the same thing. And she's just like, if I can do that, maybe I can reach the stars.
Which is interesting because I think Okabe does that in the first episode.
Yeah, he certainly has his hands up there, looking into.
I feel like that's very reminiscent of Lane, like that style of shot.
Mhm.
It's not specifically related to, but I remember the scenes with the sort of the blinding whites bleeding around the characters and stuff like that. It just made me very reminiscent of that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's that. So they do the laundry. He gets the message. Goes, oh, we need this, and then basically you just see him darting away from the laundrette, and Mayuri
Yep.
just chasing him, and he goes, "Decon 1, wake up, you!" And the guy's just like out
Yep.
for the count, and he's like, and Mayuri's like, "Ah, I don't really know what you're on about, but I got work anyway." It's like, I'm on my own, and then he's out in the street,
Yeah.
and he bumps into Carissa or Christian.
Christina.
Yeah,
Does she not phone him?
that's
She
later.
phones him and says, "Where? Oh, is that later?
That's later.
Fuck.
Because
God damn it.
he kind of he kind of sees her, and then she's like, "Oh, it's you," and then kind of walks away, and then he kind of grabs her coat, and she goes,
That's
"Hey,
right.
stop ruining that's my coat, don't ruin it," type thing.
Yep.
And then
Stop grabbing my damn coat.
yeah, I think he yanks her away, takes them to like a side bit where it's not so busy, and they have a kind of like talk about it, about things,
Mm-hmm.
about
Well,
oh yeah,
they go to the laundromat though because she mentions that where she's staying is a bit more ritzy and doesn't
yeah,
have a laundrette.
yeah. So yeah, so they have a conversation on the side street, and then
Mm-hmm.
basically goes, you're my assistant. I'm not your assistant, and stop calling me Christina. Um, it's not a time machine. It's not possible. I'm not going to accept the facts. It's a time machine. And it's like, come, assistant, you got to help me lug my laundry from the laundrette. And then they have a big kind of like tearful, like heartfelt moment in the laundrette of them bitching at each other as they do, but she's uncovering a reason why she doesn't want to believe it's a time machine, in the fact that she doesn't want to fall down the rabbit hole that her dad went down.
Yep.
And then Okabe replies to that by his mad scientist voice. Ha ha ha! Um, I knew I'd get that out of you. And he's just like, shut the fuck up. Type thing to him.
You mean and by mad scientist voice you mean his voice?
No, the more dramatic voice, like he was like on set voice.
He's like a fucking real life version of Invader Zim.
Yeah, but you don't think that's his way of coping, of trying to like cope with bad things that he doesn't
Oh,
like.
100%. It doesn't mean I can't dislike him for it.
He's just like, wait, what? Your dad? Oh, okay, that's exactly why I wanted out you. And then he tries
Yep.
to go all out in a big one. It's like, oh, you don't need to actually be in the lab. It's fine, but I'll reserve the place for you if you ever want to come back. And then he's about to walk out,
Yep.
where she grabs his coat. And it's like, not so fast, boy. That's the perfect exit. No, you can't be doing that. It's like,
No.
why not? Oh, your laundry's here for one. It's still getting washed. And then she tries to walk out.
Then he stops her 3 times.
Possibly up to 3 times, and she's
He
like,
just keeps grabbing her in the shoulder.
yeah, and
She
she's like,
tries to leave.
last time it was like, payback's a bitch.
Yeah.
He just did it for the hell.
Yeah, he
hell
does
of
say
it.
that. Oh, what a douche.
Uh,
So yeah, she now is aware, obviously, of the existence of the IBN 5100 and what it can do for the messages and what's happened with CERN, because
and
she
it's
didn't
crap.
know that either. So
Yeah, she's like, well, man, you're not one of these crazy conspiracy nuts.
of course he is.
Of course.
Have you listened to him for 2? He calls everyone a part of the agency.
Yeah. The agency.
He's a complete lunatic.
Agents working for the organization.
Oh god.
Anyway, so yeah, so she kind of knows and it's like, yeah, cool, whatever, and she's ends up texting her friend in the
Yeah, she's got a
States.
contact. Yeah, about the computer. She's got a contact about the computer's capabilities.
Mhm.
And I think that we kind of get confirmation, independent confirmation from that person that, well, he's not talking shit. Like he's for real. He knows what he's talking about with that computer.
Yeah.
Um,
Lecture says.
and then I think Okabe ends up going to Faris's, the cat cafe, the maid cafe place.
Yeah,
because one of the girls there, because Miuri thinks that that the other girl who works at the cat cafe knows something about the computer.
Yeah, Ferris.
Yes, Faris.
The owner of.
She's the owner, yeah.
Yeah, so she's like doing that, and she mentions it to Ferris because his friends. Oh wait, hang on, a computer from like that, and for this much, I think I have. My dad had this, or I think I got one. So she phones up Okabe. He's like, "Yo, big smile on your face, Okabe. I think I found your computer." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, because she calls him while he's in that restaurant that says no mobile phones. The woman's like, "Hey, no phones,
Yeah,
no phones," and he's like, stands up, smashes some money down, and runs away.
no,
And all
not
you hear
quite.
is, "That's." Oh no, sorry.
He chunks
You're
down
right.
his tea or whatever is in his cup.
He does. He does chug down his tea, smashes his money down, bails out, peels out of there, running to go to the maid cafe.
Yeah,
And the waitress is like, "That's not enough to cover your bill."
yeah.
Fucking idiot.
And she's like, kids these days, because these were like 20.
I swear. Yeah, like that's the other thing we figure out actually in the next scene, or one of the end scenes, is like how old Christina is supposed to be.
Yeah. It's more Riku. Rukuki.
No, it's the
Priest.
it's the daughter. Is it Luca?
Luca? Yeah, Ruka. No.
Because
Priest.
there, Luca. Yeah, well, Luca is the girl.
What girl?
Isn't it? At the end of this episode, where they eventually get the computer, like, because that's where we find out how old Christina is, because
she's not a girl.
Yeah.
She's not a girl. She's not a girl.
She not? Oh, fair enough.
Why do you think you had that haiku in episode 2 or 1 where he's gone like, beautiful as a willow dude?
Uh-huh.
He's a dude.
Fair enough. Like, that's cool. Just
Yeah,
very feminine.
Yeah. I think that's
and not specifically called out as a guy or a girl.
Well, we get to that. So he goes to Ferris and he's having like this board game thing where she's ranked. It's like kind of like trading card game like Pokemon slash
And
Yu-Gi-Oh type
she's the
thing,
best.
and she's like ranked nationally.
Yeah.
So, oh, I do know about this computer. My dad might have had it or something. No, I don't think
Yep.
she lets that on.
No, she just says, if you play me at this game, I will tell you what you want to know.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's so. Let me just get this straight. I play you at this,
Mhm.
and then you'll tell me all I want to know. And then he fucking goes into like, I'm going to beat you to death at this game because I'm so like I'm 10 moves ahead and I'm a genius and stuff. And
And
she's
I
like,
got this
oh,
big special move.
yeah,
O.
KBOOM.
Yeah.
Boom.
Kaboom. Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I admire your confidence. Let's do this then." And he's like,
Uh-huh.
"Okay," and I quit.
I surrender.
I
And
surrender.
bows. Does the whole bow as well.
Yep.
As,
She's like, "I don't understand what's happening. Why are you doing this?"
oh, I get it. Suicidal bomber. I get you.
Yep. And it turns out, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, because the real genius wasn't to win the game. The genius was to not play, to just play the game because that's what you said.
Yeah.
He said, if I played, then you tell me the information. It's like, man, that's just so. Ugh.
Well, it was called out in the show, man. Darius is like, that's lame. That's like the lamest
Yeah,
code name you ever.
it's like it's really lame. All of
and
it, all of it's
Mayuri,
super lame, and I'm glad Daru was there.
and Mario was like, oh, I get it. Kaboom.
Yep.
And stuff.
Ugh,
Yeah, anyway.
God.
So she says, oh yeah, my dad did have one of those, I think. But we don't have it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, because it turns out that it had um, been donated to the Lucas family shrine.
Well, yeah,
Thing.
the Akabir. Aka.
Yeah,
What's it called?
I don't know.
What's the place called?
I don't know.
Akabara.
Akihabara.
Akibara. Yeah, that's shrine.
Okay.
It's set in Akibara.
Yeah. No, I know. I know. But yeah,
Some
they go there, of course, and that's where they see whoever the character's called.
Yeah, and this is where he also gets phoned by Carissa again. Goes, hey, where are you going? Where are you? Oh, I'm heading to the shrine. Cool. And then she meets up at the shrine. They have their kind of like interaction of argument type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ruka appears and goes, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, and who's your friend? And so, oh, this is Christina. And Carissa goes, don't call me that. Hi, I'm this person. Wow, you look pretty cool. And says, oh, yeah, I'm 17 years old or something. I was like, oh wow, it's about my age, something.
Yeah,
And
so much because Christina is 18.
yeah, and then she's, oh wow, you don't look that. You look younger. And then
Yep.
Carissa goes, oh yeah, but you look pretty beautiful.
You're. I think you're prettier than I am, or something like that, or you're way more pretty.
Yeah, something along those
And
lines.
it's like,
And
oh,
then
okay. It's like,
and
okay.
I gotta go. Bye.
Yeah.
Thing. And Okabe is like laughing. Haha, that's a big mess. What did I say? But I don't think he lets on. But yeah, so
that's
my point.
that's
Why?
the yeah. You're right. I don't know why it didn't click with me because I know we met Luca in episode 2, and it like I know that they're supposed to be quite androgynous as a character, but
Mhm.
I didn't appreciate that was supposed to be like it's a guy who's just very feminine.
Mhm. Yeah,
But yeah, it's interesting.
I'm not sure how in what way he's also very feminine. I'm not sure he's trying to be feminine. Anyway, yeah, it gets
Well, I
explained a
mean,
bit
that's
later.
I think that's the thing with a lot of like with anime as well, is that characters tend to be or can be very sort of difficult to gender in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, you look at Haku and Saku in Naruto.
mhm.
Naruto's like, oh, you're pretty cute. Yeah, I'm a dude. So, what?
Oh, Naruto.
Yeah. So that
Ah,
kind of
dear.
works. So I mean, the goal, and it was confirmed that it's the right model.
Yep. And that they can borrow it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they can have it because
It-
it was.
In fact, sorry, that is a point, is that Luca's father
Mm-hmm.
says, "Oh, yeah, it's just interesting as all because I knew this day would come
Yeah,
because when it was donated to us, we were told one day a young man's going to come and ask to take this,
yeah,
but that's okay."
yeah. That was kind of what was kind of what they're implying. So someone will come and look for it.
Yep.
Um,
Now they argue about how they have to get it. He offers them a cart. The cart has seen better days
yeah.
and does not function.
Well,
So they end up having to lift it.
well, Okabe is like, oh, thank you for your time. We'll carry it. It's fine. And it's like, get your back into it, assistant. What? No, I ain't doing that. And it's like, how dare you be so impolite? Blah
Oh my
blah blah.
god, that is painful.
And they were just looking like, oh, okay, lovers quarrel type thing. I don't know. Oh no, it's okay. I'll get a
It's
cart.
so
It's fine.
awkward.
And it's like,
It's
oh,
so awkward.
the cart has seen better days, dude. It's like, and then they walk along and they're carrying it back.
I like that. Yeah, she's really furious about the fact that it's like, why am I the one that has to carry it walking backwards? It's like, because you're facing that way. It's like, how can I face backwards? It's like, because you can.
Yeah.
God damn it. And then she's like, well, why can't we do it side by side? It's like, well, because we're not doing that. Because if we don't do that, I'm gonna fucking drop this shit.
Yeah.
So don't you dare.
And it's like we montage of them walking back with it rather than actual full
Yep.
scale walking animations.
And then it ends on that
Ends
note.
ends in that where they're bitching at each other again.
Again. Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
So we're getting into it now.
yeah, it's getting there. It's getting tight.
Mhm.
Barely an inconvenience. I'm not allowed to say that though, am I? Trademarked.
It's got its own channel now.
Yeah, he does.
No,
Sure.
like that the pitch meetings specifically used to be on Screen Rant. They've
Yeah.
separated them out to be on their own channel.
Yeah, tight.
So I don't need to subscribe to Screen Rant, which I never did. I just always went and searched for his new video, watched it, and then left.
Yeah. Barely an inconvenience now.
Oh god, so good, so good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I like his own channel.
So yes, I very much like the one you sent round previously about how
The stupidest timeline.
how no, it's like how tools got their name or whatever. It's how something got its name.
Alright. Done a few of those.
Yeah. And it's just because it was pretty good. One of the ones I like is the one where it was about the his roommate gets possessed by a ghost.
Oh yeah, and he's just
Who
unfazed.
comes back and yeah, he's like, yeah, it's fine. That might as well happen. Why? So there's like a pandemic outside, and
The world's
you
on
know
fire.
the world's on fire. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And I like when it's like, well, you could try coming back again. Yeah, I think I will do that. And it's like, oh, I what happened? It's like, oh, you were possessed by a ghost. Oh, yeah, I guess that was what happened. Also, my throat is really short. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have COVID. We should go and get tested.
Fun times.
Pandemic life. So how do you rate this one?
I think this is getting to an 8. I think maybe a 7.
Interesting.
Because I don't know, it's just get to learn a bit more about people's troubles.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Mm-hmm.
affecting them? Like, for example, Chris has got an issue with her dad. First is, wants to escape the world, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
from what it sounds
Mm-hmm.
like. Ruku is a bit embarrassed in his appearance.
Luca?
Ruka, yeah. Luca.
Oh,
I thought it was
yeah.
an R.
I mean, R and L seem to be relatively interchangeable when it comes to
yeah.
Japanese. So.
Dara is a big power, but you can't do that already.
Yeah, his digital harem need him.
Yeah. Can't be missing for a day.
I think this is now back to a 7.
Not sure. I'm
Not in a bad way. It's sort of wavering in a way. There was just enough in the last one, I think, that picked that up above this episode.
I think there's more comedy value in the last one than this one. This was
Definitely.
a bit more serious and trying to
Yeah,
push things forward.
which is fine. I think again, though, it tried to deliver not a lot of stuff over a 25-minute span. So there's a lot of sort of elongated scenes and
Yeah. I think it delivered more than
it's
enough.
still good. It's still good.
Yeah. Still decent.
But so we've managed it. We got to the end of another episode, Colin.
Yeah, we did. We've only had a slight detour at the start and the middle.
And in the middle, and then back to it.
Yeah. And then
so
yeah.
So that's it. Is who's this anime? Who's that? Oh my god, I'm doing what you did. I started to get the name of our show wrong late in the game. We never used to get it wrong.
No, never used to get it wrong. I was always on ball.
Episode 57, and now I've managed to get it wrong. Good shit.
Well, someone had to get it wrong.
Yeah. Who's That Anime is an anime podcast where our home can be found at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. And the podcast can be downloaded anywhere where podcasts can be downloaded. So Spotify, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Overcast, anywhere where you can use an RSS feed to get a podcast, pretty much. We don't get paid for this, but if you want to leave us a review, that'd be awesome. 5 stars, definitely well liked. Anything less, absolutely welcome as well. Constructive feedback, always welcome. And like I say, we don't get any money for this, so if you have reviewed us already or don't really want to, another way you can help us out is by just sharing the podcast with people you think might enjoy it. That would be pretty cool. We have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Who's That Anime. We share when we put new episodes up, the occasional anime memes, bits and pieces. We have a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com. You can search for the channel Who's That Anime. Colin has been putting up the video components, which is essentially just as we're talking to each other while we record these episodes live.
Where
are we at now?
Lane is the ones I will be uploading hopefully this weekend. That's
Holy
fine.
shit. Well, that's awesome. So the next ones you'll see are the video episodes of Serial Experiments Lane.
Yeah.
Enjoy when that finally happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be Lane.
Cool.
And I should do them.
That's all right. Colin also likes to play video games every now and then at twitch.tv/couchfuel. Not playing any games at the moment right now, but
streaming, no.
But you can find an archive of all of the Couch Fuel Twitch channel on YouTube. If you look for the channel Couch Fuel, you can find them in there. I sometimes like to play horror games at twitch.tv/HailPayman and have a similar archive at youtube.com where you can go and find that by searching for the channel Hail Payman. All the links to this will be in the show notes.
Yep.
And I think we out.
We out.
We out.
We'll
be back next week with episodes 5 and 6
of Steins Gate.
Yeah, and we'll figure out whether the names get any different or any more the same.
Oh, wait, what names? Names of the people or
the episodes?
Oh,
you need to you need to screenshot all of those before you lose them.
Yeah, wonder if we can. Prologue of the beginning and end, Paranoia of time leaps, Paranoia of parallel process, and Rendezvous of abstract fluctuation.
Well, none of those are the same. And what we should do is not spoil what the 5th one is, so we'll do that for when we actually do that episode.
Yeah. Yep.
This has been Who's That Anime?
Oh, sorry. Looking at phones, man. Distraction.
That's how it gets you.
Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah, this has been Who's That Anime with your host Steve and Colin. And we'll see you next time. Maybe. Or maybe CERN will get us and stop us broadcasting the truth.
That is always a constant concern, but I think that's always been a constant concern since before we start talking about Steins Gate, right?
Yeah, well, maybe not just CERN, but we always love to hear your crazy conspiracy theories. We haven't really talked about that in a while.
No, this seems like an apt time to get back into that.
Yeah, it's very hard, this one.
Send us your conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we'll maybe read them. All the birds are drones, apparently.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Also, it's fake.
Yeah, birds are not real.
Birds are not. Nope.
We can't go down that. We have to stop this.
That was apparently is the leader of the group is just like, yeah, I made this group just to kind of highlight the stupidity of conspiracy theories. Also, I was watching a meme, or I saw a meme where there's like, I think it was snippets of Doctor Who where they're talking about the ravens ravens in the Tower London. Have the parties have running low or something like that.
I will end this by saying I'd seen a meme of a death announcement of the guy who invented the GIF as a format.
Oh, what?
So I think this is real. I haven't actually validated whether that did happen or not, but the whole point was that there was an epitaph in the paper about the guy who had created the GIF. He had died, and the top comment on it was, "He's with Jod now."
Oh God.
Amazing.
I'm looking it up right now, man. Who says fact finding is a thing? GIF creator.
Yep, died at 74.
Stephen Willett.
E. Willett. Yep. There you go.
Died was apparently a week ago.
Yep.
Came out
there
in
you
the
go.
Verge. Wow.
Well, there you have it.
And some fucker went
on that sat. Yeah, he's with Jod now.
Yeah, fuck's sake, man.
Someone also wrote Jod Speed. It's good stuff.
All right.
Anyway, we will see you next week with the third installment of our season 7 episodes on Steins Gate to cover 5 and 6 in the series. Catch you all later.
Yeah. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.
Bye, folks.
Guess what, Ocarine? I found something out that's gonna put a big fat smile on your face.
No cell phones, Big Shot.
Mary said she's totally seen the computer you're looking for. Isn't that awesome?
I said no. Hey! Damn kid.